Everybody, so welcome back. So now I've been working with Memphis on the things kind of around him to not be worried about his environment and trusting those things, whether it be the cones or the ball, the big green ball. So we're going to go back to the right eye issue, right side issue, and how he really struggles on that side and how it can be potentially very dangerous. And so we want to make sure we work through that before we get on our horses and ride them. We want to make sure that everything is going pretty good for them and they feel pretty relaxed with the three different types of pressure that we talked about. So going back to indirect pressure, when that head goes up, I don't want that head to go up. So I want him to be relaxed into that, not worried, so the head starts to go down there, happy with that. Go to this side here, no change here. Now I spent about 10-15 minutes working on this after you watch the last video, just because you don't need to see me go through the whole thing. You just want to see that transformation. So I go back to this side. This side obviously was his more difficult side. We worked on that from being on his right side. So now what we're going to see is if I take him and I take this flag or take these bags and I just start to go up on that right side. So he sees me on the left, but I'm going up on that right side, and what's that going to do to him? What's his reaction going to be? So I like the fact he knows it's there, he's thinking a little bit more about it, but that might catch him. So I might come from that right eye, back over to this left eye, back over to his right eye, back to his left eye, back to his right eye, and now I might ask him just to move the inside hip, come around with me. I'm looking for that nice bend in the rib cage. Now I might go to the right eye first, over to the left eye. So where before he was really, really tense, now he's starting to put two and two together, right? So it's important that we teach them the answer to the question before we ask it. So what does that mean? So that means that in this case, when I was working with him with a new tool, something he's never seen before, that he got nervous and I worked with him on each side directly. So if I come to this side, he gets a chance and he gets a little nervous now. So I want him to just relax into that. So I'll keep coming back, because also with horses, remember, is that there we get that lick and chew. See how much faster that was than in the first video that we did with him? So when we're doing this, it's so important that we acknowledge what they're worried about, and then once they do a good job, we go away from that, and then we come back to it. And it might be Groundhog Day for a little bit with them. And that's the thing, that don't let horses fool you, is that they might get okay with it, and then you come back a few minutes later or 20 minutes later, and you might have that same thing happen to them again. So if that happens to them, we just have to keep working through that. Remember, we're trying to change their mindset and change their habit, right? Which a habit is something that is in the subconscious. They just do it for survival. We want to make that a ritual so they understand that they're doing it every time we ask, and then that ritual becomes a new habit. So we can never think that our horses do it one time good and it's going to be better the rest of the time. It's like that first day that we go to the gym, right? If we're not used to going to the gym, or we want to change our eating habits, right? We love donuts, love cookies, whatever, and we get to the point where we stop, we have that first good day, right? It's not solved then. Just because we didn't eat donuts that first day or didn't eat pizza that first day doesn't mean that the next day we're not going to crave it also, because we love pizza or whatever it is that you love, whatever habit it is that you may have. So think about that. As we work with our horses, is that we want to reward every single time that they do the good thing, but we have to instill it into them over the course of 21 days is what it causes to form a new habit, and you create that new habit by a new ritual. So I'm going to come to the right again. Now I like the fact that he's not worried about this, because this has been a big issue for him. There, I get that lick and chew now. Now I'll come up, because he was really head shy around the right ear. Really had a problem with that. And so I want him to be relaxed wherever I touch him. Remember, it goes back to the foundation. So if I can't touch the horse's right ear without him being worried, that's something I have to think about when I'm riding them. because if anything gets their right ear, gets the right side of their face, that could be trouble. For him, that trouble was spin and start bucking, which is not a good thing when you're under saddle with him. So I want to come to this right ear. I want him to trust me enough. Good. Go back to this side. Wave that flag over here. I'm looking for no change in him. I'm looking for him to be relaxed when I do this. I'm actually looking for that exact thing right there, was that when this happens, he knows to drop the head and relax into it. So when we do something like this, he relaxes and goes back into the parasympathetic state. What does that mean? It means that the serotonin in his body is releasing, and he is now finding relaxation in his body. Very important, very, very, very important for our horses and their education. I hope you guys have found this interesting. If you have, please hit subscribe, and we'll be doing more of this stuff with the horses here that we have in training. And have a wonderful day. Take care. Talk to you soon.